I want to thank you for tuning into this live, as we do have a little bit of optimism here in the markets right now, as XRP has managed to push about 4.2% on the day. We did have Bitcoin briefly at 70K. I was planning on doing my live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I normally do, but with my son's school schedule, it's a little bit different than it was before. So my son fell asleep for a nap, so I decided to come on now. We'll just see if we have any back and forth. If not, I'm just going to do a 15 to 20 minute live, unless we start to, unless, more people do find their way in here, as it's a little tricky nowadays on YouTube to get my content out there, as the crypto content is very much being suppressed. So it's pretty tricky these days. So with that being said, I'll just do the intro. If anybody comes in, they come in. If not, I'll just release this, and then I'll let you guys make an educated and informed decision. So good evening, 5:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, May 20th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Harvey, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Meteor. Good evening to you, friend. Chance, welcome in. I'm glad to see the excitement. Eddie, good evening. Wow, welcome in. Michigan, indeed. I appreciate you guys finding me. Wigbuster, welcome in. John Hall, good evening. XRP is, it's starting to move a little bit. You are welcome, my friend. Devin, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Badge, one of the mods as well. So thank you, Devin, for tuning in. So what we're seeing with XRP right now is we are up 3.87%, well, about 4% on the day. Wow, I love you too, my friend. I love you too, friend. Jorge, good evening. Mark Caston, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Dump for sure, welcome in, and thank you for tuning in, friend. Mario Louise Willamese, welcome in. Oh, I love that name. Love that name. I love it. It just flows so nicely. Devin, I appreciate that. You still love being here. Salvador, welcome in, friend. And as we know, we're very optimistic about this potential reversal. I actually had a very, very unexpected but beautiful 47-minute trade today. As I was just going through the charts, and I seen ADA. It was up 0.46% on the day. I bought in at 46.77 cents, and I did an $810 trade at 25x. I just expected it to move. I played a game of, well, funny enough, I played a game of Fortnite and got my 26 crown win. And when I turned off the game, as I thought I had a nice little bit of margin room from where it was at, I turned off when that game ended, and it was about 47 minutes into the trade. It was up 4.2% in normal terms, but obviously on a 25x trade, it was about 106%. So it netted me $847. So that was a pretty cool trade that I thought was going to move, but the way it happened moved much quicker, and I was in and out just as quick. So that was something positive that happened. That was definitely something positive that happened with the run. I also had a quick in and out with Kava. It was like $100 trade. Wasn't even expected. But again, it would just hit these little moments, and I started to realize with the technical analysis that I understand that when these opportunities arise, got to put my money where my mouth is, and it's been a good day. It's been a good day on those. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for well over a year with the I believe you're still in the I Told You So Badge. Yes, you are. Giovanni, welcome in. JW, good evening, and I appreciate you tuning in as well, friend. And Tom's Army for well over a year with the I Told You So badge. So we've got a lot to look at. XRP Bitcoin pairing, major opportunities. I continue to pile into the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And the beauty of this is, if you find yourself and you're like, you know what? I can't do it no more with the pairing. You can sell out of the XRP Bitcoin pairing and sell your XRP as if you have XRP on MEXC. So you can obviously take the out right there if you want, as it's up 4% in that perspective. Paired against Bitcoin, it's flat. But I've got $3,000, I know it's crazy, $3,937 in right now. I'm down 0.07%. Julie laughed because I was down like $6. That's where we're at right now. And I believe there's a big breakout coming for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. in the future here, but I don't know if it's going to be a week, if it's going to be a month, if it's going to be a day. But I've been buying this, and fortunately for us, it did give us an opportunity. It came all the way down here, and I talked about it might come all the way back down to this descending triangle, and it gave us opportunity here just today, overnight. Give it, and even before that, or even later, I should say, because this was just recently as well, because we hit it last night, and I talked on this morning's update. I was able to buy, I bought like a ridiculous amount in the last few days, just because it's given the opportunity. And now it looks to be bouncing up here a little bit. So we'll see what happens when we get the next real corrective phase. But I am very optimistic on the XRP Bitcoin pairing. I'm trading it on MEXC right now. So it's something that I believe is getting ready to reverse. In the 2 hourly, we can see a clear reversal candle. So our dividends could be paying off here soon. And this would be a hefty spot trade that I have right now. So if this does go right, it's going to be hefty. It's like a $4,000 trade right now. And I'm going to be putting in every single day a desired amount, just depending on what happens with the price action. So, I always like the accumulation side of things. I hate when they start to rally because then I have to make a decision. As long as they're going down, I don't care. Because when I find a spot to buy, it's typically somewhere near the bottoming part of the phase. So, and then I just accumulate in until it's ready to take off. Unless I do like a spur of the moment leverage trade or whatever. That's typically what I do. We'll get into XRP healthcare as well today. Summy. We'll get into XRP healthcare. Hell, I'll knock that out right now. It's up 7.29% as I'm very patient with this. I started buying at 1.9 cents. My average is at 2.7 cents. Haven't bought it. After it got on a 1x plus. I have 55,000 plus staked right now on the XRP Healthcare wallet, but it's doing exactly what it needs to do. It's been doing exactly what it needs to do. It's been in this long consolidation now, and I think it's better to look at this in this sense, but we've been in this little bit of a consolidation. One could argue that this might be a pennant flag consolidation, and when it did this mid-tier back test, that's perfect. That's exactly what you wanted to see. So now it has an opportunity here to push up and out. Real talk. Hey, do you still give out leverage trades in your Telegram? No, I haven't talked about any kind of that stuff in the Telegram in a long time. It got misconstrued what I was trying to do. And every time somebody would get a little bit too up against it, I'll just say, like my trade today, that was one that at one point, I think I had to, if I was watching it so close, I think I was down $87 at one point on an $810 trade. So some people would be like, oh, fuck, I'm out. And they'd be like, oh, you cost me $87 and yada yada. And then the trade, you watch it play out. And then by the end of the trade, it's actually a profitable trade and at 1x. But it's hard to tell somebody to leverage trade because if they don't know what they're doing or if they are watching it every 2 seconds, like when I leverage trade, if I see an opportunity, I'm not watching it. If I buy in, I'll watch it. Like I'll look at the XRP price or whatever, the 88 price today, but I won't look at the actual 5-minute, 20-minute, none of that. Because I know the standards before I do it. So if I see the number get below a certain level, that's the only way it triggers something in my head. Otherwise, if I see it move up and down in my head, it's still at $810, even if it was going down. Even though I knew it was down about $80 to $90, to me, I never seen it, so I didn't care. And it was so far away from my liquidity price that wasn't a bother. So that wasn't something that was on the radar. But it's definitely something that I enjoyed doing, but a lot of people took it the wrong way. And yeah. DREC Alliance, XRP, XRPL, HBAR Foundation, HBAR Association, Casper, ASAP. Ooh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So right now, XRP Healthcare is definitely doing very well for us. Very well, as the community was buying mostly between 2 and 3 cents. Some of us bought a little bit more. Casper Association, not ASAP. Oh, I see. They're all together. Yeah, see, everything that we've talked about is starting to play out too with that XRP and HBAR. We've thought that this could happen. This is pretty cool though. Michael, thank you for the $5 donation, your 5th YouTube super chat. Certainly was not expecting a super chat. Yes, we'll get into the XRP Bitcoin pairing right now. Well, after I show Tanya HBAR real quick. So that's what we're looking at here. So we're looking for a breach of 7 cents. And then after that, we've got a target of 9.3 cents. This is all put in front of us. This is all out in front of us. If it were to break down, we could have seen a 3.2 cents, but it looks like it's looking to take the upper route. I'm very happy about B2 Gold. Anybody who's been watching gold and silver with me, B2 Gold's at $2.96. I told everybody when I bought at $2.53 roughly that it was going to be the easiest money that we've ever made. And I implored everybody to buy it. And I even showed everybody I bought $7,264 worth. And today, it's up over $1,400 in just about 2.5 weeks. I believe it's up 18 point whatever, up over 18% right now since that day. And it was right before earnings. So yeah, it's definitely something. It's more than speculation there. And right now the dividend, they're still holding steady at 5.48%, which is, or 5.58%, which is incredible, even with the price appreciation. HBAR's up 5.18%. Tanya was talking about this earlier. I wish I would have seen it. But you're right. It could be in a bump and run, but it does look like we had a lot of inversion on this pattern. But this, to me, with the current market conditions, if this plays true and it's not just a little fake out rally to 12.1 cents, this very well in the very short term could find its way back to 15.5 cents. That is for real. Now, if it were to break down, it's almost like a 40% drop. But it's either going to be a fake out or it's going to be a big breakdown, or a breakout, I mean. But with HBAR, I still choose to look at it in the shorter time frame because this is an ascending formation. So one could argue that this is an ascending formation and it's bound to break down, but that's only true if it can't break out. If it breaks down, we know it's going to 7 cents. If it breaks up, there's a lot of support here. There's still a lot of support here if it can break up, and it would lead us around 15.5 cents. So that's just something I'll be paying attention to personally for HBAR as well, because I like to watch it, but we might come back to HBAR during this live. Might come back to HBAR. I know we haven't looked at XRP yet, but we're going around the circles real quick. As the ones who are here, I'm very appreciative. If you could just hit that like button, it would mean the world to me, so that YouTube will recommend this live. As the audience shrunk a little bit when it comes to the lives, and just because everybody a lot of people gave up on XRP, and it's understandable. It's a little bit easier for me to have a unified message, and it's a little bit easier because I can read the chat a little bit clearer because it's not going so fast. So enjoy this now while we're like this with 70 people, because you all know as well as I do, if XRP has any kind of sustained rally, it's going to end up getting jam-packed in here, and then that closeness that we have, although I try to keep it close, it's a little bit separated. So try to take advantage of the days like today and for, the foreseeable future, unless XRP has a rally. But we're going to make a lot of money. I guarantee it. We're going to make a lot of money together. We always do. But if you just listen to what I'm trying to tell you, remember all that profit I've made over the last 3 years in crypto, whether it was by accumulating, whether it was swing trading in 22 and 23 mostly when it was going down. I gave the one bit of advice that I thought could change everybody's well-being. I said, any profit you have in crypto, do not keep it on the exchange. You keep what you need when you're going to buy back in, but everything over the top, you put it in silver. I put that message across for years, and silver was anywhere between 17 and up to 24 when I was giving that message, and back down to 18. And now we're looking at silver, it's over $32 an ounce. So if anybody took those words to heart, you'd be up a cool 40%, 30% on just your silver. And that's dollars that were sitting there that would have been in the US dollar. That's money that could have been lost in crypto as it was so volatile. This is money that gets put away as a safe store of value. And it's going to incrementally go up year over year because the US dollar is going to be going down year over year. You've got to understand where we're at in history. So I'm trying to give everybody the opportunity to do what I do. Thank you so much. In silver, I bought back an average at $22. See, that's phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. You're literally up about, what, 40%? And we haven't gone nowhere yet. We've gone nowhere yet. We're destined to go $50 plus here. And I'm just so, 237 ounces is a great amount. Great amount. I'm not going to say how much I have, but it's near the 1K ounce mark. Let's just put it that way. It's within 15% of the 1K ounce mark of silver. So I had some due diligence. I was buying all the way back at $12.30, and I believe I reached all the way up to about 24, 25, and then I bought it back when it went to 17 and 16 and 19. But I had a unified buying spree until gold, the gold silver ratio where it was at. Every time I was buying it, it was anywhere between 87 and 100 to 1. So I know what we did. We did something special, and anybody who's been along for that ride, it's been absolutely spectacular. I don't have a 401k. I don't have a retirement. I've been self-employed most of my life, one way or the other. Or 1099 even when I worked for somebody else. So it's all about trying to make the best possible decision that I can do. Nah, it's fine. Devin, it honestly, the pricing does matter, but it's more about the amount of ounces you end up having, in my opinion. It's more about the amount of ounces you have for where we're going in the future. Yeah, it's a little different now if you're buying at $32 an ounce, but anywhere in the low 20s, all the way up to 25, to me is just a spectacular buy. Even now, it's the most undervalued asset on the planet. Commodity, precious, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, let's get into this. So if we look at this, and what gets me excited about this, and the reason why I was so willing to buy this on the drop, because the first time we bought it at the 808 sat level, and I sold out at 896 sat level. And I was very clear that I was going to do it at 902, and it hit it a few times and went over a tiny bit. But I felt comfortable at 896, and then I said I would buy it back when it gave me the opportunity. And now I've got a sat level average of right around 770. Like literally, it's barely down. Like $7 or $6 was what it was down. And it's just building in, and I can see this descending triangle. Like from an analysis standpoint, I know what this means. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders here even. We came down, but the way it came down though was so volatile. It's such a big drop that when this gets any kind of reversal, if this is an inverse head and shoulders that's finally going to play out, I mean, you're talking about this could reverse all the way back up into here, ultimately. We've literally played this out to where we've already back tested this, and now we're trying to see if this descending consolidation stops it from coming all the way down to here to the 713 level. This would be good news. This would be the expansion to a breakout. And descending consolidations are very bullish consolidations. Very bullish consolidations. And I don't put my money in something if I don't believe in what I'm doing. And you can see it's massively oversold, and now the 4-hourly caught up. 3-hourly's caught up, and now it's breaking bullish. 2-hourly broke a little bullish. 1-hourly is definitely broken a little bullish. Daily time frame pushing into oversold. Weekly time frame's massively oversold, but trying to push down now. So it takes time, and it takes some conviction. The first time when I said I bought this, I was expecting an immediate breakout to the 902 sat level. And that happened in like 2 days. This one I said I don't expect it to happen overnight, and I'm building into it. And I've been very clear. And if you've been building in too, you're even. As long as you're doing it the way I'm doing it every single day, you're even right now because of the way it's been building in. Or at least within 1%. But like, this looks like we're going to have an opportunity here. And if it breaks out, and this is the caveat, if it comes up here to 776 and breaks it, you could have a massive, massive recovery. And yeah, the short term's only going to get you to like the 899 or 9 sat level. But ultimately, if this were to break up and this inverse head and shoulders plays out, you're talking about a massive pattern that's been going on for a little bit of time here. Just a little bit of time. And you could go back farther into what looks like a bear flag consolidation, but this is the expansion zone now. And this started over here back in November of 21. It's been in this little consolidation for that long. And like furthermore, I mean, one could argue that that's a bigger inverse head and shoulders if you just look at it in the weekly. It gets me a little excited here. You had the drop down, inverse left arm to the head, the inverse right. Now, what if this does break up and you're left with boom? because it's consolidating on that very bullish consolidation line. Every time it hits it, it usually has a parabolic spike. So that's XRP Bitcoin pairing. And I hope everybody understands what's going on there, because I put a lot of time, effort into these charts. I really do. I put a lot of time and effort and dedication. But I believe it's not about just doing something every day. It's not about, hey, I like doing this. Or no matter what it is, not just the charts, but anything in life, like going to the gym. It's not that you like it. It's that you start going and you see results. So I started going and working out again 2 weeks before Halloween in 2022. I see results. I see a lot more muscle. I see a lot more things that I can do. I see the change in my body. So the results now are breeding a response. The consistency in the beginning, though, is what breeded the results down the road. And then by having those two things, it breeded a level of consistency. So with the charts, I started doing things, and after a while, I started to notice my portfolio started growing. And then I started to notice that my assets started growing in precious metals. And then I started realizing I was making more money doing that than going to work. So then it started to become a chess match that I'm making less money by going to work instead of studying the charts, and that became a holy crap moment. And then I still had to work because I had to figure out if I could make it consistently. Once I realized I could do it consistently, I was like, this is craziness. And it's hard, but it's not as difficult as it has to be. Because I believe they're all with trading bots are doing all of this. And by that being said, there's always a little bit of an algorithm until, moments like today where it hits the moment where, like I talked about, and I very openly said, I like the crypto guru on YouTube. James, the crypto guru, he calls himself. He's very wealthy. He lives in Greece, I believe. He's a venture capitalist. He's a multimillionaire, but he shows you an account that's valued around $625,000 right now. It's down like $300,000 in the last couple months. But don't be like, oh, this guy's an asshole. He lost $200,000. He built that account from like $250,000, and yeah, he's down like $300,000 in the last couple months. But he built it up, $600,000-700,000. So you got to give him his credit. But he sold out of his 3 Bitcoin trade that was beautiful at 56,000. And he sold out of it at 61,100. And I came on the air and I said, I think this was a bad move. And I used him as an example and said that I personally like watching him. You get to see somebody with a lot of money that's doing it, and then you get to see the risk reward. And he's very open and honest. But I said you might as well wait until 60,300 because that was the floor. And if you were going to sell at 61,100 on the fear that it was breaking down, we knew it was in a pennant flag. At least we did in the community. But why would you sell it there? And this is not to be a dick towards the guru, but if you sold it there, why wouldn't you just see if it would come down and break the 60,212? Actually, it wasn't there. It was here in the weekly. Why wouldn't you wait to see if it breaks down? Yeah, 60,000. That's it. 60,000. Why wouldn't you just wait to see if it broke 60,200? It was $900. That's $2,700. It would have cost them more. I understand. But if you're going to make sure that it's breaking down, you still had much room over 56K. So it's still a $12,000 trade that you profit on, even if you have to sell at 60K. And now instead of just the due diligence, now you cost yourself $9,000 per Bitcoin. So now it costs them 27 grand as of today on that 3 Bitcoin trade. Risk reward, ladies and gentlemen, that's a 13. What is that? That's a remarkable differential. And we knew that it was building an inverse head and shoulders. We can see it. We were calling it. We were feasting on it. Remember? At minimum 71,000 or 72,000. Or 71,200 if it filled. I mean, we could see this from a mile away. It back tested the broadening wedge. And I actually put this in a different fashion now. As some of you know, but we can see the massive cup and handle. I mean, if that plays out, we're going to 88K. That was such a risky sale with all that room underneath and not letting it break a main part. I'm trying to teach you stuff so you don't make similar mistakes that even the most professional traders are going to make. A lot of people don't like when I talk like this, but I'm really trying to teach. And, I can only do what I know. And I actually think it's for the better for all of us when I'm like this. Because I'm in the teaching mindset. I like to teach. So XRP's up 4.3% at 53.1 cents. On this chart, this is what gave us our first hint that we had a nice little move that was about to happen. Nice little move that was about to happen. We had this little descending consolidation. And what have we said? I try to show you a map. Once it breaks out of here, the technical target would be up here at 537. Now we've pushed there. It's been within the range. But if we can get past there, then we can start moving to 57.7 cents. And that's the totality of this pattern, the longer drawn out version now that we broke out of the short-term consolidation. We knew we had this inverse head and shoulders, and if it plays true and it fills out to the top, you should get a 3 peaks at worst. And we said it could be like the 3 peaks, 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejections could be what brings it down. But if it's the 1, 2, you have consolidation, resistance, consolidation to support. Now, as we always say, sell resistance, buy support. So if you want to take a fact, buy support, sell resistance, buy support, sell resistance, buy support, sell resistance. Now, everybody has to make their own mind up with the mid-tier resistance. Some people will get out of the trade and let the heads form above, and they take the safe trade and they get out there. That's the importance of that pivot point, because it has acted as a level of resistance at times. So, but every time it breaks above there and it holds true, we get up to 57.7, 58 cent area. Now, the cool thing about looking at it from these perspectives is we drew this out before this inverse head and shoulders was playing all the way out. And that was my expectation of a consolidation. And what actually drove me into the ADA trade is overnight, I bought XRP just like I told everybody. If it went to that 508 level, bought it on a 22x leverage, woke up at 3:30 in the morning and seen it at 51.3 cents. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just put my stop loss. I looked at the chart. I put it at 51.01 cent. I'm like, I don't think it's going to hit that. On the platform I was using, it went to 51.01 cents and it stopped me out. I made like $19, but I was very mad when I woke up because I didn't even care if it went lower. I was not worried because I knew the trade was going to fill out. So then I'm sitting here like, oh my God, this is... So all day I was watching. I did a small trade with Kava, and I caught a nice $105 move very quickly in like 27 minutes. But I was watching ADA, and my gut kept telling me it's about to move. I didn't know it was going to move the 4.2% in 47 minutes. But that was the one that captivated me, and it's because I missed out on the XRP move in that sense, although I'm not missing out because I have the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And as you will find out if you trade the pairing, you can sell it out once you buy it with Bitcoin into XRP. You can sell it out just as XRP in the dollars. So I can sell it out right now and get 53 point whatever cents. But that's just going to be the minimal I can get back here. Now, if we get the rally in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it wouldn't make sense now, would it? But that is also an option that you can do. So if XRP rallies and so does Bitcoin, you can always take the money out of XRP, basically. It's basically just doing it through XRP instead of just through the XRP Bitcoin pair. But I think that's a good piece of information to have. But I'm going to grab a lighter real quick. I'm not sure where my lighter went. I'm going to grab one very quickly. I will be right back. And we'll get into this more. This is the cup and handle formation for XRP. And it's still very bullish. As I said, I thought a lot of people were going to not expect the rally coming. I talked about 64 cents possibly. But I didn't think anybody would be expecting really the move up, as there's been a lot of buzz dying down in the cryptocurrency sphere. YouTube has been neglecting the search topic for cryptocurrency. And I'm not talking as an influencer. I'm talking when I try to find some crypto info. A lot of my stuff is being suppressed. So even when I type it in, it's not coming up the way I want. So that's just something we have to deal with here. So I do appreciate everybody with the due diligence and everybody who is paying attention. Because I'm telling you right now, this is the time in history where a lot of money is being made behind the scenes. And I can attest to that firsthand. Making a lot of money here in 2024. And it's coming in weird ways, but it's coming in some obvious ways as well. So I'll be right back. We're going to relax. We're going to look more into XRP. Thank you so much with trading with J Ride. Thank you so much for not only being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge, but thank you so much for the $10 donation. That is so incredibly generous. I can't even overstate enough. Can't even overstate enough. Thank you so much. But me personally, I have a renewed vigor when it comes to these lives. Every single time a lot of people lose interest, I have gained so much interest. I know in the updates it's been noticeable the last couple days, the difference in the tone, but not just that, the difference in the quality. I felt like the quality was getting a little bit, I don't know, something was missing. The power of positivity is one thing. Like, positivity over negativity trading these markets is incredible. If you feel like you know what's going on and you can back it up by what you're seeing, and then you can put your money where your mouth is and not be afraid, it's a beautiful thing. In the daily time frame, that's a beautiful reversal right now. I mean, it's going to be pretty engulfing right now. If you look at this, we're at 53.16 cents. We got 2 hours and 8 minutes until the close. And right now, 53.5 cents is the top. We're right around here. I mean, this would be a beautifully engulfing candle here. We're way up here. You're way up there. Easily a nice engulfing candle to start the next one if it closes there. 4 hourly, we're bouncing off of, and this is the beauty of it. And this was the importance, too, of doing the update before this candle gets closer to closing so everybody can see. We have an engulfing candle, and it filled out now the entirety of the last candle and the wick, but it's on the outside of this descending consolidation. This is very bullish. And I think now everybody can be in agreement with me that we were, in fact, on an inverse head and shoulders, even in the short time, as I was trying to make the argument before it started to round, that this was, in fact, an inverse head and shoulders. And now we can see it playing out, so now it's more obvious. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But at the time, we didn't see this. So we were speculating. But now that speculation has been confirmed, and it's actually special. This will be special if it plays out. It's just going to be special. If XRP breaks, it all depends. With the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it's not just about if XRP breaks. It also means that Bitcoin's going to have to cool down at some point. And if I'm looking at Bitcoin, it's going to be, what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a day where Bitcoin ends up either staying the same or consolidates a few percent. And XRP is going to end up having a day where it moves like 10 to 20% against Bitcoin. Once that happens, you're going to compound the drop in Bitcoin and then a push up with XRP. I think on this next major rally, because Bitcoin is topping out a little bit here. So everybody who's going to get into a trade because they feel like, you know what? I feel pretty good. Everything's easy money today. That's usually when it starts to rotate a little bit. And we're a little oversold here. I'm not going to lie. In the 3 hourly, 2 hourly, we're pretty oversold. 4 hourly, we're getting pretty oversold. Daily, we're probably going to be way oversold. Well, pretty oversold. I thought the totality of this for the first move would either be 71,200 or we could come up here to like that 73,300. Now, the entirety of this move, as you can see, we broke out of that short-term pennant flag. So just understand, in my opinion, what that means. That opens up the door. If this plays true, you're going to play out this entirety of this, and it's going to come up here. Like, this is meant, if this plays true, to come up here. And then it can decide if this is a head and shoulders, and then it might make a rising channel here, and then it could fall back down. But I firmly believe that it's meant to come up there. We've got a cup and handle, and that's a long-term channel that, yes, we fell out of, but we've reestablished it after creating the inverse head. I mean, the cup and handle, or the inverse. But, I mean, this is all tailor-made for a move up there. It's just a matter of, is it going to play true? And as I stated, I thought this was going to catch a lot of people by surprise. I really thought that this was going to catch a lot of people by surprise, and I did not sugarcoat it. I was very proud of the fact that we were ahead on this, and I don't let it bother me. In fact, I've shown everybody my open book, my open wallet here, ladies and gentlemen. I've been letting it fly. Letting it fly. Tom, how about setting up a group for people looking to learn? Say a portion of the moves you make, you place in the group and take a percentage from people as a thanks. I don't really like to take money from people. I mean, obviously, if they wanted to show generosity, that's one thing, but I could never do something like that. See, the power of what I do is I leave it in your hands. Now, a group to do something like that to where we could trade together, I would not mind in my Telegram. I would not mind in the Telegram having a side, like I make side groups. I would not mind having a group of us in the Telegram talking about these trades. because I know Devin, and I knew a few trading with J Ride, and a lot of others that actually do this, and we could be very successful. I mean, very successful. And I would love to, and we have a much different group now than we did a couple years ago, and I'd be more than willing to take this bunch and do that. I actually enjoy it a lot. I actually enjoy it a lot. And for the ones that, you know, we trust here now and the ones that we get to talk to, that would be something beautiful. Like, the money that is being made in this community, even in bear markets, is astounding. And the fact that we have the basic principle of understanding that we can be our own central bank with stacking precious metals, we can't lose. We can't lose. And now with the Iran president dying in that plane crash, or a helicopter crash, I'd say there's some shenanigans going on there. But that's going to put more pressure on gold and silver for the up. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited about everything that's going on. And I'm also very excited about the direction of this community, because I can see some solid hands in here. Hi, Tom. Next week I have family flying from Newfoundland. Ooh, Tanya, I'm interested in reading this. As we watch XRP up 5% on the day, flying from Newfoundland and Ontario, probably will not be on, but I will definitely watching the updates. I'll be sure to mention you by name, Tanya, during next week, just so I can make sure everything's going good in some of the updates. And I'll sneak an HBAR update in during the morning updates, just so that you can stay ahead. That's an honor and a privilege to not only have you watching, but you're very blessed to have some family flying in. That's awesome. So awesome. Tired of holding. I want to learn how to trade. Part of trading is learning how to hold. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm definitely trying to teach you every single day. I'm definitely trying to teach you, like what I try to teach over and above is, if you have a big enough bag that you've built spot and now you've been able to build a side bag. Like, I had a futures account. Let's put it, for example, on BITUNIX. I told everybody when I started it was at $370. Well, after today's trades, it had gone up to $710. It built up all the way to $1,650. I took out $500 yesterday, had my account right around $2,500. I had $710 in the futures account, and I had 1,600 and something, so it was like 2,400 in my spot account. After I made that trade, I took out 600 and something, kept 1,000 in the futures, and now I have 2,100 in my spot account. I never put it all on anything. And yeah, if I'm on a futures trade, it has to be some kind of setup. It has to be some kind of setup. And when my gut was telling me Bitcoin was faking everybody out and it was actually going to go up on that inverse head and shoulders, I knew I had opportunity. It was just a matter of making sure I didn't get liquidated. And I know I got a few messages from XRP Ricky Ripple as well, and I'm glad that he reached out while he was in his trade. But he had a rather substantial trade at 35x that he managed to not get liquidated, and now he's looking at a better than 5% move here. And you're talking about on a 35x trade, he's probably looking at a couple 100% here. And I don't want to talk about how much he traded, but he could be looking at a, healthy trade. But I'm just glad that it played out, because he was basing it, I'm assuming, on the technical analysis I did because of when he made the trade. He just did it at such a good time, and I thought he was safe. But when it made that liquidity grab around 505, that's where it becomes a little bit, holy smokes, we're down to 35x. But he did a great job where he bought it, and now he's got all the room in the world underneath him, and it definitely paid off. It paid off. And that's what I come here every day for. That's what keeps me doing this. Right now, I believe XDC is extremely undervalued. Extremely undervalued. And as you know, we're rolling with 81,000 XDC right now. I made that purchase at 358. I have not given it up. Not giving it up. And there's no reason now. It's broken out of that area. And our first target's still 381. If it breaks down, it breaks down. But this is something that is behind XRP now. So I expect at some point, and even hit this descending consolidate, I would expect this to make a move. And like, even if you were watching me in 21, I didn't have this kind of money to trade with. Just, hey, I got 3,000 here, I got 7,000 here, I got fucking 7,000 on B2 Gold, and I got 3,500 or 4,000 on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and I got money over here. But this all happens when you start to put together a unified way of trading. I did not expect today to make $950 trading today. 0% chance. I also understand that I'm blessed to be able to do that when I find moments to where now that's essentially a week of work for someone. You know, and it's more than just, oh, I'm bragging. That's not what it is. I want everybody to see. Like, if you end up having a defined plan and you understand technical, everybody always says, oh, technical analysis doesn't matter. You know, that's fine. That's fine. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, because technical analysis is what allows me to know what I'm doing. Just because Bitcoin did something, how do I know where the right spots are for XRP? How do we know that XRP, when it broke out of that descending structure in that short time, how did we know it was going to 537 on the first? I mean, there's reasons why. That short-term analysis told us that target was 537. That's where the technical breakout was. That's what it was telling us. And now we're pretty much pushed up there. And then it tells us if we break above that, the top of this formation, as we said, yes, it looks like a bear flag, but to me, it's a bull flag disguised within a much bigger bear flag possibly. But even if it plays out the bear flag, that small bull flag would first have to play out. That's what this move is. So even if it was bearish, you could take the opportunity from 508, because that's where the real opportunity was. You didn't know at 49.6. The real opportunity was around 508 or 506 when it formed this rotation. That's when we were all excited. Said we were going to ride it to 536 from 508. It was either, I said between 508 and 513 would be the buy. Said some would take it at 516, but I wasn't comfortable there. So, and it's opened up now. Like I said, if you watch the short update today, I basically talked about in that 60-second TA. I like to do a short every day. So when I wake up, I do a 20-plus minute update. And it's much earlier now than it used to be, because my son's in school. Now my updates, I'm usually getting them out by 7:30 in the morning, which I really like. It's fucked with the analytics a little bit. But then again, YouTube has been suppressing crypto topics, which is really crazy. I didn't even first realize that because of my own content. I realized it because of somebody else talking about it. And then I seen other people comment in my comments. I'm like, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. Fortunately, we have a very strong community here. What the hell is going on with my TV? What the heck? Oh, it's just a soothing, it was just a soothing, but I don't want soothing. Well, this is soothing too. All right. Yeah, I like this in the background. I like seeing this. I do. I like seeing this. So, anything else, everybody? Does anybody want to add anything? I've been talking for 43 minutes, and I feel like we're back to how we need to be. I feel like these updates are back to the way I want them. I feel like the information that we're getting is right where it needs to be. I also feel like the back and forth is how I would like it as well. I really think we have something special here. And I just think we're going to make a shitload of money. And I say that, I haven't said that in a long time, but I've said this the last couple of weeks. I'm very bullish. Everybody else seems to have lost their marbles. They seem to have gotten bearish all of a sudden. But even if we are bearish, there was this back test we had to have, and I knew there was an opportunity. And it's not over yet. Now we got to get past 53.77 cents roughly. That'll open the door up to that 57. Where is that at? 57. And it's kind of a unified metric here as well. You got 57.1. And then if you look at the mid-tier cup and handle resistance, or the mid-tier handle resistance, this was my targeted move up to 572. Yeah, so right in that area. 575, 57. Yeah, about 575. But we talked about it from right here. We didn't even measure it from 508. I measured it from right here at 513, and I said, we're looking at about a 11, and I said anywhere between a 5 and, I think I said a 7 and 12% move the other day. Oh yeah, they sure have, Chris. The SC has definitely been fighting digital money, and for 20 years, it might even be longer. But you are absolutely on the money with that. Tanya said, "I honestly believe there is no doubt XRP is going to run like, well, eventually it's going to run like mad. It's going to run like mad, and like for me, I have over 10,000 tokens, but now having a $4,000 position as well." Minus 40 something dollars, but having that big of a position in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, I allow myself to sell out even if I wanted to right now. I could sell out all of them for XRP at 53.4 cents. I'm up now. I can look, but I'm up now because you can sell it out that way too. You're not obligated to just sell it in the XRP Bitcoin pairing. You can sell it out for Bitcoin. You can sell it out for XRP. The only thing is to buy it in, you have to buy it in with Bitcoin. In the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and then you give yourself the option of many different. See, once you learn to trade, it's not exactly what it appears to be on the outside. So now I am $3,957.84 invested. Right now it's worth $3,969, up $11.74 or 0.29 cents. That's if I sell it through XRP, I can get that right now. So right now, if I sell it through the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it's worth $3,969. If I sell it through XRP, it's worth about $5 less right now. With the Bitcoin pairing, or with the XRP Bitcoin pairing, the reason we're not up right now, yes, is because Bitcoin is basically moving at the same rate as XRP. That is correct. But just remember, when you're in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, you don't have to worry about that because you can take advantage of a 4.8% spike or 5% spike, and you can just sell it out towards XRP. But in my opinion, that's still not the right move. But because you know at some point when things consolidate, XRP could still continue moving where it's at, and Bitcoin very well could consolidate. It happens every time. XRP is always the last to run. And if you want to talk terms right now, everybody, let's be real. What we're looking for right now in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, or even with XRP's price appreciation, is Bitcoin's here right now. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're looking for that appreciation from here to here. That's what we're looking for, right? So now if we look at Bitcoin, and what I mean is, look what Bitcoin's already done. Well, not the dominance, but we knew the dominance was coming down eventually. Bitcoin's already filled out this top. It's essentially within, and let me just show you what I mean. Right now, Bitcoin's within, even if you go to the top of the top, we're within 4.0%, but if we go to 71,000, it's like 1.8%. So all the way up to 4%. XRP now, if you want to talk the same terms, from right here at 53.4, you're talking to get up here, that's 6.7%. So that's anywhere between a 2.6 and about 2.6 to 5% differential on this next move. Now, if XRP has to finish its move, because it will, it's eventually going to finish its move. Bitcoin's already basically told us what's going to happen. But what if XRP finishes its move and Bitcoin, because it came up so much already, what if Bitcoin backtest? What if it goes like this and backtest? And while it's backtesting, XRP's still about a half a day or a day behind. That's the moment we look for. And for anybody asking how you buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing, for me personally, I bought it on MEXC. You had to have an account already going into last year because they stopped accepting new accounts in the USA, but I believe that's going to change here. I really believe that's going to change here at the end of June when they allow you to do a KYC now in the USA, so that's got to be for a reason. There's got to be a reason they're going to allow that. That's going to make it to where they're going to allow you to trade. It has to. So if you have the ability to do it through MEXC, you go on MEXC and you buy the XRP. Well, first you have to buy Bitcoin. And then you would buy, with the Bitcoin you purchase, you would type in XRP/Bitcoin, or, so that it's the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and then you would trade it as such. And then you would have the opportunity when you sell this out as XRP into the US dollar as well. But I don't advise it, but that is definitely an option that you can use, or a tactic that some have used. But for MEXC, It's right there. I'll put it in the chat. So that's MEXC. That's how I trade. That's how I trade the XRP Bitcoin pairing. If you're looking to trade some of the other things like XRP, how I did ADA earlier and things like that, BITUNIX, if you're in the USA or worldwide, is the lowest spot in leverage trading fees in the USA. That's in the video description below. And you don't need to use a VPN, so you don't have to feel like a criminal to trade XRP, no matter where you're at in the world. And most importantly, if you want to do a KYC, you can. If you want to transfer, deposit, or withdraw from a bank account. But from exchange to exchange, it's not even necessary. So consider that if you're in the USA, you can trade spot and leverage. But yeah, Bitcoin is on its breakout attempt. That inverse head and shoulders is very much playing out. And imagine where crypto is going to be at if Bitcoin goes up to 88K. I mean, just imagine. Let's see. Jeff says, I just get a Palu ID, y'all. I gotta look at that comment. But, you know, we're getting closer to the back end of this live, and I would really like to know if there's any other questions. I mean, we're already 51 minutes into this, which is crazy. XLM is starting to break out here. This is that short-term consolidation. And we said once it broke to the top side, if it did, you're coming all the way up here. You should be coming all the way to 13 cents. You're basically, if you haven't bought into this yet, you're looking to see if it can hold 11 cents. If it holds 11 cents here, anywhere from here up, that's a buy. It's just you're looking for confirmation. So now it's a chess game here. You would have to be comfortable in buying because these are absolutely getting close to the next tier breakouts. A lot of these are absolutely teasing it. It depends which ones you're talking about. They carry a lot of tokens, but they do not carry all of them. Like XDC, yeah, good luck. You got to go, like I have MEXC. But no, it doesn't carry all of them. They add more and more every month. But right now, they do not carry all of them. So, that's why I always say XRP, USA and abroad. Because I know XRP's on there. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. But they have DGB and ZIL. And one of them, they don't have ZIL or VChain. But they have HBAR and those ones. But yeah, they don't have all of them. That's for sure. MEXC, if you have the ability, click on that link below that I put for MEXC. If you can, they have them all. They have pretty much them all. So. Oh, no, I don't smoke cigarettes, guys. I get that question every now and then. No, this is my relaxation. This is cannabis. I don't smoke cigarettes, so whenever you see me smoke, it's cannabis. So no tobacco for me. No tobacco for me. I just do it very discreetly. You know, and I don't really tell any, this is just what I do. People think I'm smoking cigarettes. Even when it was illegal in Michigan to smoke cannabis, I would be walking down the street and everybody would just think I was smoking a cigarette. You know? It's all about the way you act. Now, I guess it doesn't really matter as much. But, yeah. It's one of those things. But I'm excited about XRP. We're starting to break out of the short-term consolidation. If we can get past 537, oh man, that inverse head and shoulders. So basically, here's what I'm telling you. If you haven't bought in yet for XRP and you're trying to swing it, next opportunity is if it breaks 537 and you get it on a back test. Right? That's your next opportunity, and then you swing it up to around 57. Now, it doesn't have to play out true, and it could be a fake out, yada, yada, yada. But I would anticipate with how oversold we're going to be now, we could get a rejection here at 537. They might do something, and I would be all for it if it did something like this. Or if it broke up and did something like this, would be ideal, but I don't think we have enough strength to do that. So maybe we do some kind of weird consolidation, and then it gets us up. But ideally, you want to see it come on here and then boom. So, but just pay attention. A rejection here could bring you back to a nice test of support because we haven't done it yet. So, we got to pay attention here. I know a lot of people are going to be very optimistic here going into the close. But now tomorrow, we might well have a red day or consolidatory day. If it gets rejected at the 537 level, I'd say it'd be pretty firm that the consolidation would likely bring you back to the 517. And I only say that because when we broke down from here last time, that's 514. And I think It's trying to find a new consolidation. So it came down here, held. Now what if next time it comes down here, but it doesn't have to come all the way down, and then it bounces out? So if we look at this, it almost looks like if it gets rejected here, it could, but then again, I don't know if it will come all the way back down, but it definitely could try to test it. But this inverse head and shoulders, boom, boom, boom. You know, it's you have to guess it before it's made. So basically, the money's made if you can guess this retracement. So basically, it usually times up somewhere in here. That's when we were talking. We said if we lose 508, it's not good, and it's not. But that doesn't mean okay, it came to 505 and then bounced back. That's fine. But you didn't want to get rejected at the 508 level, and we didn't. We held the neckline perfectly, and you're trying to buy the neckline. And we established really early about this inverse head that looked like it was forming, and then we thought it was coming into an inverse right shoulder. And now that it played out, it just, you see it after, and you're like, well, how did I not see it? You do see it. It's just your mind's not, if you're not versed in it, or if you're not experienced and you haven't seen it play out over and over and over. So basically, when you're doing something, when you watch somebody who's an expert at something, no matter what it is, it could be pouring cement, it could be casting a fishing pole, it could be somebody driving a semi, somebody doing analysis like you watch me, it could be somebody playing baseball. These people practice this day in and day out, and they do it, and they can do it with their eyes closed. Now, when you do it for the first time, you look like an asshole. Well, these people, when they did it for the first time, they look like an asshole like you too. Now, they stuck with it, and they might have had the adaptability to be better than you, but that came with practice and time and dedication. I may have more skills than you on the charts right now, but that came from time and dedication and mistakes. And at one point, I guarantee I was at the level of some of you that are watching right now. But I've been doing this for years, and especially the last over 3 years, since March of 2021, since I've been doing this show. Every single day, I've never missed an update. And you know, you're talking about 38 months now, going on 39 months. So I see it all. I see it all on the charts, literally. And that's why I say it's not just XRP. Also precious metals. I begged the audience to buy B2 Gold. And I said that for no other reason. At the time, they were paying a 6.4% dividend or 6.5% dividend. Even now, it's at 5.58. But at 253, I said it's the easiest money you will ever make. Ever. Because earnings was coming. It was undervalued. And I knew it was going to beat earnings, and it did. And now B2 Gold is up to 296. You could have sold out for 18% in a couple. It was just that easy. I said at the very least, just ride it to this pattern resistance up here. And that's right around $2.95, right where it's at. The beauty of it is we close today like right at that area. If we can stay on top of 290, the breakout's going to be up to near 350. It's just we could end up oversold here. And then we might have to consolidate. Daily's getting into that area. Very nice daily candle, though. It's going to start out nice tomorrow. Weekly's looking very nicely. A weekly engulfing. So it doesn't seem to be done yet. And with what's going on with gold and silver, I mean, the mining sector is, one day we're going to be sitting here. I'm going to say, guys, do you remember when we were talking about B2 Gold at $2.90 and $2.40 as it's at $6-7 bucks? And we're going to say, oh, man, I hope we had a nice collective unit. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get going here. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the over 21,600 subscribers. Consider sharing this on social media. And if you're looking to trade XRP in the USA or worldwide with no VPN, look in the video description below on BITUNIX. And then if you want to continue to see the updates, make sure you tune in day after day. I'll be back in the morning early before my son goes to school. I'll do the update. It'll be released around 8 a.m. And then I'll do a short at around noon, 1 o'clock. And then we'll come back and do the live at some time around 5:30, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It all depends now. Tomorrow it'll be more likely around 6:30 because the girls are here. Today they're at their dad's. So it'll most likely be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. But it's been an honor and a privilege. It really has. I had a lot of fun here this evening. Pretty consistent group of 70 to 80 people as well. Very informative group. And look, even on May 17th, B2 Gold Corp is maintained at buy by Canaccord Genuity. Nice. Very nice. And then I don't think there's really much else. I talked about earlier this morning about 333 million XRP being shifted. Over 250 million were taken off the exchanges, which I thought was a nice bullish outlook. Ripple backs quantum computing research, which I talked about this morning. But yeah, that's basically it, everybody. It's been fun. Have a good evening, everybody. JW, have a blessed evening. I'll let Julie know that you say she rules. But thank you all. Have a blessed one. I can't wait to do this again.